Yeah. Yeah, let me know when you want me to start.
Yeah, we'll give 5 more minutes. But yeah, to those who have joined, I'll introduce, Mr. Rishi Ajmera has been running a successful algo trading firm, MyAlgoMate. So basically, whatever strategies you have, for example, whatever strategies you follow in your regular trading, those strategies can be automated, using algos. So it's not like, a lot of discretionary approaches, it is very difficult to automate. But if you're having, a specific indicator, a specific set of price action, or some system, so as to say, in your trading, those things can be automated. So Rishi will be, explaining how these algo bots, so as to say, these programs work, how they take trades, and how things work, and what is the extent to which, we have control over the algos. How successful are they in capturing the trend or in executing other strategies? Are they superior to manual trading? And he'll go through all these things. So we'll also, you may have a lot of questions. Those things also will be answered. Thank you, Rishi, for agreeing to, share your insights with our group.
Thank you so much, and thank you for inviting me.
And other members who have just joined, if you want to, have some quick word before we actually start, you can, share your views or make a quick introduction. Dr. Vaibhav, Dr. Dheeraj, and others. Thank you.
Yeah, I'm absolutely. I'm Dheeraj. I'm an absolute newbie. I don't even know what shorting and all these things are. So, but I'm. You don't have to tone it down. I'll slowly learn. So, but I'm here to learn. Thank you, Dr. Srinivas, for adding me in the group.
Yeah, thank you. I will try my best to explain things from basic. So,
yeah, I think we can start. Because we have the recording, the other people can go through at a later time. I think most doctors don't get free by 5 o'clock, as I already said, but it's okay. Let them join at their own pace.
Sure, no problem. Yeah, thank you. So let me introduce myself first. So my name is Rishi Ajmera, and I am the co-founder of MyAlgoMate, and we are providing strategy automation service to traders. We have been in this field for last 6 years, and we have automated more than 1,500 strategies, different kind of strategies for traders. So first, I will explain what is algo trading. I think many of you must be knowing algo trading. What is algo trading? But I'll still explain it from the basic. So let's say if you have some intraday strategy where you buy the stock if there is a positive crossover on the EMA. Like let's say if 5 EMA is crossing above the 13 EMA, you buy the stock, right? After that, you keep some percentage wise target as stop loss. Let's say you want 3% target and 1% stop loss. So if you are trading based on this strategy, and if you want to trade on multiple stocks, then if you are doing this thing manually, then you will be able to trade 5 to 10 stocks manually. and you will need to do a lot of scanning during the day. So which is time taking process. So if we automate this strategy, then what happens? Let's say if you add 50-60 stocks in this, then software will automatically scan for the trading opportunities. Let's say if some crossover happens in any particular stock, it will immediately buy it and it will exit based on your target and stop loss. So you don't need to keep watch for whole day. You don't need to scan the stocks and everything. It will automatically do the trades. So this is very basic explanation, like what is algo trading. The software will do the trading on your behalf based on the instructions given by you. Here the strategy is designed by you, like you want to buy on EMA crossover, so that instruction is given by you. The list of stocks is given by you. What target, what stop loss you want to keep for each and every stocks, all these things are given by you, and software will be just trading based on that, right? So this is called algo trading, right? Now let's say if you have some different type of strategy, let's say you want to buy when super trend goes green and sell when super trend goes red. So software will keep tracking that, and whenever any signal is generated, it will take the trades. So currently like 70 to 80% trading happens through algo trading globally, and India it is up to 50 to 60%. So currently the trend is getting shifted from manual trading to algo trading. So if you have any rule based strategy, these things are called rule based strategy. Like your rules are fixed, you are buying based on EMA crossover, so this is called a rule based strategy. Any rule based strategy we can do the automation. If you are a discretionary trader where you take the decision by looking at the chart, looking at the global markets, looking at chart patterns and everything, then that cannot be automated, that cannot be fully automated. We can do semi automation in that. So there are two tabs. One is semi automated trading and one is fully automated trading. So let's say if your trading strategy is completely rule based, then we can do the full automation. In that case, it will automatically buy and it will automatically take entry and exit. And if it is semi automated, then either you can automate the taking entry part, like let's say if your entry is fixed but your exit is discretionary, like you will be checking the charts and you will manually decide when to exit. So software will scan for entry automatically and it will take the entry, and after that you can manually check for the exit. And there is other way also, like let's say if you are taking your trading decision based on charts or discretionary, and you want to take the entry manually, like let's say you will watch the charts, you will check 10 charts, and after that you will decide to take entry in any one stock only. So you can decide that manually, but after taking the entry, let's say you want to manage the position automatically, let's say you want to trail the stop loss automatically, then the exit part can be automated. So that is called as semi automated trading, right? So now I'll be explaining you what are the advantages of doing the algo trading. So the first advantage is like it saves your time. You don't need to keep scanning the charts for whole day. Let's say if you want to trade on 50 stocks, and it will be very difficult to do that manually. So it increases the speed, it is faster, it saves your time, and it is very accurate. Sometimes what happens, like let's say if you are trading based on some indicator based strategy and you are checking 3 to 4 indicators, right? So you may make some mistake, like let's say out of 5 conditions you forgot to check one condition and you took the entry. So this kind of errors doesn't happen in algo trading. So there are no human errors. Sometimes what happens, let's say if you are trading manually and you keep watching the MTM, then you will get biased and you tend to make mistakes. So this kind of emotions that create problem in your manual trading can be overcome by algo trading. It eliminates the human biases, right? And it is absolutely stress free, because like if you are working in your job or in your business and you are doing the trading simultaneously, then the red MTM will affect a lot on your regular day-to-day work. So it is very stressful. So these are the advantages for algo trading, right? Now on which instrument we can do the algo trading, right? So we recommend doing algo trading in liquid instruments only, like Nifty and Bank Nifty futures, Nifty Bank Nifty options, equities, stock futures, currency futures, and commodity futures. These are the most liquid instruments in Indian markets, and you can trade on that. Currently, Fin Nifty futures and options, currency options, and commodity options are not liquid enough to do the automated trading. It increases the risk a lot because there are higher slippages because of illiquidity. So we don't recommend automated trading in illiquid instruments. Right. So now, so basically, how to get started with the algo trading? So first and foremost thing required for algo trading is you should be having a strategy. You should be having a fixed rule-based strategy that you want to automate. If you have strategy, then software can help with the automation part. Right. Second thing required is the broker API. The broker that you are trading with, they should be providing the API for algo trading, like Zerodha, Finvestia, Fires, Alice Blue, Angel. So many brokers are now providing the API. So if they are providing the API, then we can do the automated trading. Right. After that comes the programming part of the strategy. So that is where we help with the programming part. So let's say if you have strategy and you don't know how to automate that, you don't know programming, then we can do the automation part on behalf of you, and you can use that in your trading. Right. And let's say once we have developed the strategy, we test it on paper trade, whether the signals are coming correct or not, whether the exits are happening correctly or not. So that is testing and correction phase. Like once it is built, we test it, we identify the mistakes, and we correct them. So that is the testing and correction part. So if you guys have any question, you can ask me. Otherwise, I'll show you some readily available tools that we are providing. So you will get the idea like what kind of platform we are providing for algo trading.
Okay. So thank you, Rishi, for this introduction. So I think there are like, mix of members. Some members are new, some members do trade strategies. So apart from this, for example, like, so every like, do you have like ready-made, for example, for straddle, there are like, different inputs. Some people do percentage, some people do based on the spot price movement. So like, for example, if somebody goes to a website like Alibaba, they have an option, right, to choose which strategy do they want. They can code a little bit. For example, there is a custom area where they can code additional strategies. So in your interface, is it that we have to give the complete strategy beforehand, or some modifications are possible by the user? That is there a like area where you can input different fields or add additional codes to implement, or is it like one-time thing? Once somebody says a strategy, you code and give it, and you're done.
Yeah, so currently we are working in two models right now. One is we are providing some readily available tools, like there are stock market strategies. So I think most of you guys will be aware of the stock market backtesting platform. So if you are backtesting some strategy over stock market, and if you want to take it live, then we are providing a generic software where you can automate your own stock market strategies into that. Right. So that software is generic. You can do your own configuration for the strategy and you can use it. And second model is like, let's say if your strategy doesn't fit into any of the readily available tools that we are currently providing, then we can do the custom automation where the rules will be provided by you guys, and we will be doing the automation as per that. So there will be configurable parameters, like let's say if there is any parameter like stop loss percentage, target percentage, indicator parameters, then if there is any parameter based on time, let's say if you want to take time based entry, so those parameters will be configurable. But if you want to change the logic of the strategy, like currently you have EMA based strategy but you want to add super trend, then that part is done by us. So what happens, like each and every strategy requires different kind of optimization. So there is no generalized, I mean, what I believe is like we cannot make a generalized software which will be optimized for each and every type of strategy. So we do the optimization as per the strategy to reduce the slippages, reduce the time wise lag and everything. So the automation is done by our team, and there will be configurable parameters. I will explain you this with some examples. So I will show you some tools which we have with us right now. So Shall I proceed with that, or you want
Yeah,
me
we
to take
can.
any other question in the middle?
We can ask other participants if they have any questions from the previous slides, so that then we can go forward.
Yeah.
So doctors, if you have any questions, like please, you're free to ask Rishi. But if there are some basic questions, I think we can discuss in a separate meeting. Yeah, I think if there are no questions, you can go ahead. Thank you.
All right, thank you. So now I'll be showing you one tool which we have developed for automating the stock market strategies. So just give me a moment. I'm sharing my screen. Yeah. So I hope my screen is visible now. So
Yes.
we have developed this tool. It's a generic tool. We are not providing any strategies over here. If you are backtesting some strategy on stock market and you want to take it live, then you can use our tool to do the automation part, right? So basically, this tool is for straddles and strangles only. It is time-based straddle strangle, right? So let's say this is how you configure your strategy. Like let's say if you are trading on 3 strategies and you are taking entries at different time. Let's say your first entry happens at 9:30, second entry happens at 9:45. So you can create multiple strategies in this. So I'll just explain you like how the strategies are configured. So let's say you want to sell a at the money straddle in Nifty Bank at 9:30, right? So over here, this is underlying selection. You can select the underlying in Nifty Bank. You can set the entry time. You want to take the entry at 9:30, and you want to sell the ATM straddle. So entry type will be sell. And how many lots you want to sell? Let's say if you want to sell 5 lots. You can also choose which product type, MIS or NRML, right? After that, this is the contract selection type. Like how do you want to select the option contract? You want to take based on ATM points. So let's say if you keep it based on ATM points, and if you keep the strikeout as 0, then it will select the at the money contract based on the price of 9:30. So let's say at 9:30, if Bank Nifty is trading around 30,000, then it will sell 30,000 call and put. If it is 35,000, then it will sell 35,000 call and 35,000 put, like that. Yeah. So if you want to, instead of straddle, let's say if you want to sell strangle, 200 points away strangle, then you can set strikeout as 200. So in this case, if let's say Bank Nifty is trading at 38,630, then it will select 38,200 call and 38,400 put, like that. It will create an out of the money strangle. So this way you can configure whether you want straddle or strangle and how many points away from the ATM strike. The second option is based on percentage. Like let's say if ATM is at 38,600 and you want 1% away call and put, so you can set 1% over here. So this will select 1% away ATM contracts from the ATM strike price. Then there is another option, closest premium basis. So let's say at 9:30 you want to select option contracts which are trading near to 100 rupees, then you can select 200, right? There is one more feature given in this, like if you want to match the premium by 20%. So let's say if you are mentioning 100 rupees, then it will take the entry only if the option contracts are within the plus or minus 20% range of the price you have mentioned. So let's say if you mentioned 100, then if option contract is in between the range of 80 to 120, then only it will take entry. There are two options. Either you can avoid the entry. So if your option contracts are not coming in the range, then don't take the entry. Or you can instruct it to wait for the premium match. So it will wait for option contract to come within the range of 80 to 120. So these features I am explaining because you can think of the possibility, like what things you can do. Like many of your questions, like whether this kind of strategy can be automated or not, that will be answered in this. So that is why I'm explaining you in detail. Right. Let's say after that, let's say if you want to exit the position, you want it for intraday and you want to exit the position at 3 o'clock and 15 minutes. So at this time, it will exit the position. You can also set max profit, max loss for the strategy. So let's say you created this straddle at 930, and if any time your maximum profit per lot reaches to 1000 rupees, or your max loss, I mean your MTM reaches to 500 rupees per lot, in that case it should exit the position. So that you can also do, like you can set MTM based target and stop loss. Then after that, there are two options for stop loss and target. You can set on individual leg stop loss, individual leg target, or you can set combined leg stop loss, combined leg target. So I'll explain this in a little detail. Like let's say if you are selling 100 rupees option contract and your entry price is 100 rupees, and if you are keeping a stop loss of 30%. So in that case, if your entry price is 100, then it will set a stop loss for 130 rupees, right? And if you set a target of let's say 60%, then it will keep your target as 40 rupees. So either of it, whichever comes first, it will exit the position. Now you can choose whether you want to place your stop loss in broker terminal or not. Some people prefer to keep the stop loss in broker, and we recommend the same. So if you want to keep the stop loss in broker, you can select this. If you don't want to keep the stop loss in broker, then software will remember your stop loss price, and whenever your price reaches to stop loss, it will exit the position. There is one more feature on stock which is called move SL to cost. So let's say if you have sold call and put at 100 rupees and your stop loss is 30%. So if any side stop loss hits, it will move the other side leg stop loss to cost. Let's say your call side stop loss hit, then it will keep the stop loss of put at cost price, which is 100 rupees, right? Then you can also do the trailing. You can, let's say if the option contract moves by 2% in the direction of your trade, trail the stop loss by 1%. Or you can also set in points, like let's say with every 10 points, bring my stop loss down by 5 points or 10 points, that you can set. Okay. Now there is option for combined leg stop loss also. So some people what they do is, like let's say if they are selling call and put at 100 rupees, then your combined entry price is 200 rupees, and on that you want to set some stop loss. So let's say if your combined entry premium, the sum of call and put price, if it goes to 30%, that means 260 rupees, then exit the position. So you can set the combined leg stop loss and target also. Any questions?
No, please continue.
Okay. So so this way you can keep individual leg stop loss or combined leg stop loss based upon your strategy. Now this is protect profit feature. So let's say if you want to set some protection on your profit, let's say if your profit reaches to 5,000 rupees per lot, then you want to lock minimum profit at 1,000 rupees. So once your MTM goes to 5,000, and if it comes down to 1,000 rupees again, then it will exit the position. So that way you can protect your profits. There are three different modes available: lock minimum profit, trail profit. With every 1,000 rupees increase in your profit, you want to increase your max loss by 500 rupees. So this way you can do the trailing, and you can use all the features. Like first, it will, whenever it reaches to 5,000, it will lock the minimum profit at 1,000 rupees, and after that, with every increase of 1,000 rupees, your minimum profit will increase by 500 rupees. Right. So this way you can do the configuration of lock and trail parameters. These features are also available on StockMark for backtesting. So you can backtest your strategy on StockMark, and you can use our software to take it live. Right. Now, just 1 second. Yeah. So there are some more features like reentry and re-execute. So let's say if you use reentry feature, let's say you sold an option contract at 100 rupees and your stop loss is 130. So after the stop loss hits, if your option price comes down below your entry price, if a candle closes or opens below 100 rupees, which was your entry price, then it should take the entry again. So you can configure that also. Like let's say you want candle closing based reentry, or you want LTP based reentry. So the difference is, let's say you sold at 100 rupees, stop loss is 130. After stop loss getting it, if any candle closes or opens below 100, it will take re-entry. And if you keep it on LTP basis, then it will check at every second, and whenever your LTP touches 100 rupees, it will take the re-entry. So this is a re-entry feature available on StopMock, and you can use the same. This is re-execute feature. So let's say if you have taken a straddle, okay, and if any one leg stop loss hits, let's say call side stop loss got hit, after that you want to immediately take a new option contract, new ATM option contract. So let's say initially you sold 38,600 call and put, and you kept a 50% stop loss. So once call side stop loss hits, at that time you want to select a new ATM contract. Let's say the new ATM is 38,700. So it will sell 38,700 call option. So that way you can take the re-execute. This feature is also available on StopMock, and you can set condition like, let's say if your any one side stop loss hit, then you want to square up both. Let's say your call stop loss hit, then you want to exit call and put both, and you want to take a re-execute in new call and put. So in the previous example that I given, 38,600 we initially took, then call side stop loss hit, so it should exit 38,600 call and put both, and it should select a new ATM contract, which is 38,700 call and put, and sell both of them. So that also you can do along with this. And this is a wait and trade feature, which is available on StopMock. So basically what it does is, let's say if you keep your entry at 9:30, and if you keep the wait points equal to 10, so let's say call price is 100 and put price is 100, and you are waiting for 10 points for price to move up by 10 points. So it will not immediately sell the option contracts at 9:30. It will wait for price to go up by 10 points. And if it goes, then it will sell the option. So that kind of features also we can do. So once you've created a strategy, you just need to simply save it on. You can also select on which days you want to run it, on Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, you can select. So let's say if I'm creating the strategy for Thursday and Friday only, and I'm saving that strategy. Now I'm creating another strategy, and it is at 9:45. Let's say I want to go with one lot only in that. So you can do that way. You can create as many strategies as you want. There is no limitation of number of strategies, right? So this is how you can create the strategies. Simply configure strategy, you do your parameter settings and add it. After that, you can save this configuration file with some name. Let's say I save it with my name. So now what happens after saving the strategy, every day you just need to load this configuration file. That's all. So you don't need to create strategies every day. You just simply load them every day and start the software. Right now, these are over here. These are some basic parameters we have given, which will be applicable for all your strategies. This is called global configuration. So let's say you have created 10 strategies. Now, anytime your MTM goes to 50,000 rupees, you want to book all the positions and don't want any other entry. So you can set this global max profit and global max loss. It will be applicable on all the strategies. And whenever your combined MTM of all your strategies hits, it will exit the position. Right. This is entry order type configuration, whether you want to go with limit order or market order. So after the freak trades, we are using limit and stop loss limit orders only. We are not using any market orders. So yeah. So let's say for entry you are keeping limit order, then how the software will decide your limit entry price. So that I'll explain you now. So this feature basically we are giving in all the strategies that we automate. In your custom strategy automation also, this feature will be there. So let's say if you want to sell the option contract at 100 rupees, then you can set this buffer percentage. Let's say if you keep the buffer to 2%, and the current price of the option is 100 rupees. So it will place a sell order at 2% below 98 rupees. So it doesn't mean that your order will be executed at 98. It will be executed at best available buyer between 98 to 100. It may get executed at 100 or 99.95, whichever is the best buyer. And let's say if price suddenly jumps and your order is not filled, then it will modify the order to market after 3 seconds. So that way we make sure that the order is filled. This is a very simple logic that we are providing currently for order execution. If you want to develop some complex mechanism for this part, we can also do that, right? Now, this is global protect and profit. So the previous one I explained, the protect profit feature was at strategy level. This is at your global portfolio level protect profit. So the same logic applies for all the strategies combined MTM. You can choose the expiry date as well, which expiry you want to trade with. Okay. So this is how our stock market based automation tool works. You just need to create a strategy template, you save it, and every day morning you just need to load that configuration file. I mean, the software will remember which configuration file you are using every day, and it will automatically load that. So you just need to open the software, do your settings at global portfolio level, and hit on the start button. So after the start button is pressed, Algo will start. After that, you don't need to be seated on the system. You can just observe the positions at every 15-20 minutes. Algo will do its work. So this is the stock
So
market.
at what time should we start? Like, should we wait till 9:15 and start, or we can just keep it on and it will automatically punch at a particular time?
Yeah, so basically you need to start this every day in the morning. You can start it anytime after 8 o'clock, and you can just start the algo. So after that, whatever time that you set for the strategies, it will take the entries at that time.
See, what about like the API, the TOTP, entering all those things? Like,
Yeah, so that details I haven't shown here, but before opening this software, there is one small login screen where you need to put your broker details. So as it is sensitive data, I haven't shown it over here, but it will just ask you for your broker ID, your password, your PIN, or TOTP secret, and API key. All those details it will ask, and after that it will do the login. So login is just a one-click process. Once you set up the software for the first time, login is a one-click thing, and after that you will see this screen.
so this software has to be run in your own PC, or you will be running this in Amazon AWS cloud, or like how do other people do? I think most people would want to run in. So this is like Windows software, right? This is exe file, or does it work in Linux
Yeah,
also?
so yeah, it's a Windows-based software, and you can either install it on your system or you can install it on an AWS cloud machine. So basically, what happens? See, any algo you should not run it on your own system, because internet or electricity can cause problem. Or if you are using any other software and if your system gets hang, that will also affect the algo. So we recommend using the cloud only. And Amazon AWS, we mostly prefer. They are providing 1 year free, and you can install this algo over there. So even if you are using Mac, you can connect to cloud machine from your Mac and run the software. It will be hosted on your own server. Like, we are not hosting these algos at our end. So you can host it at your end. So you will not face any other issue. Sometimes what happens, let's say if there are multiple algos running on a single server, some vendors are doing that way. So if due to some malfunction, all the algos of all the people will go down. So we provide the execution like in such a way that it will be running at your end. So you will have the safety and comfort for that. Yeah.
Okay, so like you will be providing this software, and also for example, if somebody is new to AWS, I don't think they'll be able to figure out how to get in another
Yes, yes,
thing.
yeah.
So will
Yes. We have a dedicated team for support. So they'll be helping with the cloud setup, with the installation of the software, with the broker API subscription. At all the steps, will be helping.
okay.
Yeah.
So currently, like most of your like clients, or which broker and which API are they using? Like, I think there are free APIs, there are paid APIs. I think Fires provides free API, right?
Fire2 is providing free API, and I will show you the list of brokers that we are supporting currently.
Okay.
Just 1 second. Let me share my another screen. So these are the brokers supported by us: Zerodha, Finvicia, Kotak, Angel. It's a long list, and we are also supporting prop desk brokers like Jainam, Adroid, Share India. So overall, all these brokers are stable, but depending upon the strategy and everything, we suggest which broker to go with.
Which among these are like providing free API?
So out of these brokers, Zerodha is providing paid API and all others are providing free API. Jainam Share India, I think they are paid. That needs to be checked with the broker because they are prop desk broker. Jainam is paid for sure. And other brokers like Finvisha, IFL, Sharekhan, all they are providing free API. Only Zerodha is paid currently.
Okay, IFL provides free API.
Yes.
Okay, that's interesting. Okay.
Yeah. But you know what happens? Like currently, we are relying upon the brokers' data for automation. So depending upon the strategy, like for optimizing, we suggest which broker to go with. Because different brokers, all the brokers will have some rate limitation over different API calls.
Okay.
So, let's say if you are trading based on some indicator based strategy and you are trading on 50 stocks, then IFL might not be compatible because they have rate limitation.
Okay.
So depending upon the strategy, we can decide which is the best broker to go with to get the best results.
Okay. So which is the best full-fledged broker, which provides very good support for like, multiple calls, then for back testing?
So Zerodha is good, Alice Blue is good, IFL is good, Angel One is good, Finvisha is good. All these brokers are good. Fires is having some issues at their end in API. So
Okay.
we don't recommend Fires much. Once it is stable, we can go with that.
Okay.
So,
okay.
Yeah.
So, like, for example, if somebody, takes it for a year, there would be like multiple updates in the like API login process. For example, recently, Zerodha also had some change. So will all these support be provided from your end, or how is the nature of support, for how long?
Yeah, so see, basically, for the readily available tools that we are providing, it is on subscription base. So in that, you get all the updates. Like currently, TOTP update is there. It is updated for Zerodha, Finvisha, and other brokers. So that comes free of cost as it is on subscription base. And let's say if you are automating some custom strategy of your own, like let's say you have some logic that is not compatible with our readily available tools, then we'll be doing custom development that will be on a one-time cost basis. But after that, let's say if there is some change coming from broker side in API or in trading rules, or let's say if you want to do some upgradation in the strategy, let's say you want to add more rules, and don't then those kind of things are on additional cost basis. So basically, we are not charging anything for support in custom strategy. There is no monthly or yearly maintenance cost. As and when it is required, we charge the amount.
Okay, that's great. So if other members have questions, I think we'll take up questions.
Yeah. The best thing is like,
Hello.
yeah, we have a dedicated support team. So what happens, whatever issue you have, you can directly call or get in touch with us on WhatsApp, and my team will help you guys resolve the issue within a day or two. So
can we also see like the open range breakout, like how do you code and how does the screen look like? That will be more interesting, because straddles and strangles, I think most of them would be used to it, right? Everybody knows stop loss and other things, but how do you implement
so currently, we are developing one tool for range breakout strategies. It is currently work in progress, so I won't be able to demonstrate the software, but I will just brief you about the features that we are planning to add. Right? So basically, we are making an ORB bot for equity, index options, commodities, and currency. So what you can do is you can set the ORB on equities directly. Let's say on stocks, you want to trade from 9:15 to 9:30 range break, or you want to trade on 9:45 to 10 o'clock range break, then you can do that. You can do that in spot also. Like let's say in Nifty, you are marking the high and low of 9:15 to 9:30 candle. And after that, whenever it breaks on the either side, it should take the trade. Now there are multiple ways to check the breakout. Like let's say you are checking the breakout on a LTP basis. Like let's say if the Nifty high is 17,000, So whenever LTP crosses 17,000, it should take the trade. Or you wait for some candle close. Let's say you wait for a 1 minute candle to close above 17,000, or you want a 5 minute candle to close above 17,000. So that kind of selection will be there. You can decide whether you want breakout on LTP basis or on candle closing basis. Now, let's say after the breakout, whether you want to buy futures, or you want to buy options, or you want to sell option, or you want to go with synthetic future, that also you can decide. Like, let's say if the Nifty is breaking on the upper side, we buy ATM call, or we buy 100 points out of the money call, or you want to sell at the money put, or you want to sell out of the money put, or you want to buy 17,000 call and 17,000 put together, synthetic future, then those kind of selection options will be there. Then there will be multiple options for keeping stop loss and target. Let's say you want the stop loss on the ORB range low, or you want to set some percentage wise stop loss, or you want to set the stop loss on percentage and set the target on reward to risk ratio. Then those kind of features will be there. In fact, you can keep the stop loss on underlying and on the option both together. So that kind of tool is currently in development and will be available in 2 to 3 weeks most probably. And it will also be a very generic tool. Like you can select which candle to take for the range. Like let's say you want a 9:15 to 9:30 candle, or 9:15 to 10:15, or 11 o'clock to 11:15 candle. Whichever you want to set, you can do that. Everything will be configurable.
Hello.
Hello. Yeah, please tell me.
Yeah. What are our charges? What are your charges for this generic subscription, and what are your charges for making these customizable strategies and all this thing?
Yeah, so charges for the generic tools that we have, I will share one link with you guys, so you can check the charges. They are available at a subscription cost basis. Let me show you. So these are the readily available tools we have. This is for stop mark strategy automation. Then this is Scalium option setup, and this is straddle single auto adjustment product that we have. So this kind of readily available tools are available at a subscription base. And for custom automation, the charges will depend upon the complexity of the strategy, efforts required, what kind of capital we are deploying. So it will depend upon all those things. So for custom, it will be a variable cost, and it will change from strategy to strategy. Each and every person will have different rules. So the charges will depend upon that. So for custom automation, I won't be able to give you any idea. But for this readily available tools, some tools are available at 15,000 plus GST for 1 year. Some are available at 20,000 plus GST for 1 year. So at different costs it is available.
And you have some ready-made strategies which are back tested and giving good results.
No, sir. So basically, we are not into advisory. Like
Okay, I
we
got your
just,
point.
yeah, we just develop the tools. Like let's say, let me show you something. This 5 EMS strategy, right? So the 5 EMS strategy is developed by Subhashish Pane sir, and there are many people who are actively trading based on this strategy. So we have just automated this strategy. We are providing a generic tool where you can do your own configuration and you can trade based upon that. So we don't recommend what settings should be used, or we don't show any backtest report. In fact, if you see, that is the main thing in our website, the disclaimer, that we are not providing strategies, or we are not telling you that you use this strategy you will get good returns. Our work is to just automate the strategies, and we are providing some generic tools. So if you are trading based on that strategy, you can use this tool to automate.
Okay, that's fine.
Yeah, I think there are new regulations also, because if somebody offers algo trading, they cannot, promise the returns or other things beforehand unless they have a separate advisory license.
Yeah,
So,
that actually came recently, but from the inception, we are not into providing strategies. We just help with the automation part. So we have some readily available tools, and other than that, if you have some strategy which you want to automate, we can do the automation part. But from the starting, we are not into providing strategies or anything. So this new SEBI circular didn't affect much.
Others, if you have any questions, if you have any strategies, you can even also ask briefly about the feasibility. But the real feasibility, I think it will take time to examine the strategy and discuss with the team probably. So what is the failure rate, sir? Like, for example, like what is the chances of algo not firing? Like, how frequent are failures in like execution? How frequent are like skipping the stop losses? How frequent are like it is not always possible to trail the profits, right? For example, if one candle is like very ferocious, right, before we exit, like all the profits would evaporate. So like how much of execution actually like is missed?
Yeah, so see, basically, the very first thing is it depends upon the broker's API. The broker API should be very stable. It should not break in the middle. So the algo works fine for whole day. So regarding the technical issues with the algo, so what happens? Let's say if we have automated some strategy, let's say I'm talking about custom strategy automation, that you are providing some strategy and we are doing the automation part. So after the development is done, there will be a testing phase for the strategy. We'll be testing the strategy on paper trade and live trade. So let's say your entry conditions is, let's say you are buying on EMA crossover, but the software is not actually buying on EMA crossover. It is buying one candle after the EMA crossover. So those kind of things are the errors in programming. So we rectify all those errors after testing for a good enough time, 2 to 3 weeks. We do the testing on paper trade, on live trade, to make sure that the automation is working exactly as per the rules given by you. So after the testing phase, wrong signals or wrong trades are not going to happen. After that, the stability comes. There are two things. One is the broker side API stability, and other is slippages due to market, right? So let's say if you are having a stop loss of 10%, but market was too volatile and your stop loss got triggered at 12%. So that thing is not in control of anyone. Like we try to reduce the time wise, like let's say if your stop loss is triggered at 10 o'clock, but in software your stop loss triggers by after 10 seconds, which is happening on other platforms. So that thing doesn't happen on our platform. It will trigger the stop loss right on time. But if there is leakage due to the volatility, that we cannot avoid, right? And second thing is a broker API should be very stable. If broker API is stable, then only automation is useful. So we are supporting the stable brokers only, and based upon the strategy, we suggest the which brokers to go with.
So particularly like because we are trading ATM, right? For example, on expiry days, I think there is like even with Zerodha, there is validation pending and all those issues. So,
yeah, so validation pending issue, we cannot handle it. The software will not break. It will wait for the order to come out of the validation pending state. But validation pending state is happening from Zerodha side, and it happens rarely. I mean, not it is not happening every day or every time. It may just happen in the morning, like around 9, 16, 17, and that is also a few days. But that we cannot do anything from our side because that is happening from the broker side, and broker has to resolve it. Even if you place manual order, it goes into validation pending. So that has to be resolved by broker. There are some other brokers where this kind of issue does not happen. So let's say if somebody is trading, let's say somebody wants to place order exactly at 9:15 at the market open, then we don't recommend Zerodha. We recommend some other broker because on Zerodha there are so many traders, so there could be some lag in execution. So yeah.
so okay, so people who are using brokers who have so much bandwidth but very less users, you have better chances of fill at 9:15.
Yes.
Okay.
Yes. Basically, the broker should be capable enough to manage all the orders that are coming at 9:15.
So who has better infra, like execution wise? For example, if we start at 9:15, 9:16,
So let's say if you want to place orders exactly at 9:15, then you can go with Finvicia or you can go with Alice Blue rather than Zerodha. On Zerodha, it will be fine, but few days you will face some delay because of validation pending. So currently the best API is provided by Zerodha only, and I think that is why it is paid. So the best broker for automation is Zerodha only. Other brokers are also now good and compatible enough, but it is individual choice whether which kind of API you want to go with.
Because like user interface, like even if others have good execution, I don't think anybody offers decent interface for mobile.
Yeah,
for
tight
web,
interface
like
is best.
Zerodha, yeah.
Nobody can beat it.
Okay. But yeah, because charges itself will be significant, right? It's like 4,000
Yeah.
rupees per month will again turn out to be, yeah.
Yes. So it depends.
That itself is like
Mm.
48,000 per year. Then again, like strategy charges, then development charges. So only people with like decent capital would benefit from algo trading, because the upfront cost itself is like too much.
Yeah. Yes. So basically, it depends on so many criteria, like you said. So depending upon that, we can decide the broker. Some strategies, if the order placement happens at exactly at 9:15, then uh, some strategies may get affected. Some strategies might not get affected. Let's say if the order goes into validation pending for 4 to 5 seconds, and if it is not affecting your strategy, then you can go with it. Like let's say if you are trading based on indicator based strategy, and let's say 0.5 paisa or 1 rupee slippage is not going to affect your strategy, then you can definitely go with it.
Okay, yeah, thank you. So we can take questions from other members. I think today, because it was very early, we have like very less participation. I also anticipated, because 5 o'clock is like a little bit early. But we have the recording, no issues. So if you have any question from your side or on behalf of other fellow members also, you can ask. So please feel free to ask your questions.
So on the strategy automation part, I would like to say a few things. Like let's say I would like to share the different kind of strategies that can be automated. So it might help you with designing your strategy. So the one example that I showed you was time-based straddle. Now let's say after taking the straddle, you want to do some adjustments in your position. So we have one tool available for that also. I would just like to share few things for that. Let me share my screen. Yeah, Dr. Srinivas, if you could allow me sharing the screen.
You, the host again.
Yeah, thank you. Yeah, so this is a different product. It is for options adjustment. So let's say if you have, let's say if you're creating a straddle at 9:30, and after that you want to adjust the position as and when market moves. So in this, we are providing different kinds of adjustment. So there are three types of adjustment. One is based on the underlying move, one is based on the premium comparison, and one is based on the individual leg SL. So let's say if you take the entry at 17,000, now if the underlying moves by 100 point, let's say from 17,000 it goes to 17,100, then how to adjust? So over here you can set 100 points. So when 100 points like Nifty goes from 17,000 to 17,100, how do you want to adjust? Whether you want to shift the whole straddle from 17,000 to 17,100, or you want to exit the losing leg, or you want to exit the profitable leg, that configuration you can do. So let's say if you are keeping shifting whole straddle, then it will exit 17,000 call and put, and it will take new straddle 17,100 call and put. If you exit the profitable leg, then if market goes up, you will get profit in the put leg. So it will exit the put leg and it will select a new put option. Whether you want to select ATM, then you can select original method. There are two options for selecting the new put option, whether you want premium equal to the other open leg, which is call in this case. So you can select let's say when market moves by 100 points, your call option is now 150. So it will select a new option contract with 150 and it will sell it. And you can also set in premium percentage of other, like let's say call is at 150, but you want to sell 80% contract only. So it will calculate the price 80% of the 150 and it will select that option contract and sell it. So this way it will keep doing the adjustment for whole day. You can also set whether your adjustment should happen on candle closing basis or LTP basis. So these things you can set. You can also set the premium comparison. So let's say if you are taking initial entry on 100 rupees call and put, right? And after that, let's say if any one leg premium increases by 100% of the other leg, then at that time you want to exit the profitable leg or you want to exit the loss making leg. So that way you can do the adjustment. Like it will be comparing the premium of both contracts, and whenever your adjustment condition satisfy, let's say if you are setting 50 over here, so if one leg premium increases by 50% of the other leg, then it will do the adjustment. You can also set individual leg stop loss. So if you are setting individual leg stop loss, then let's say if both are sold at 100 and you 50% is your stop loss, so whenever any one option contract increases by 50%, it will do the adjustment. So using this you can do different kinds of adjustment. And if you have any strategy where you are doing continuous option adjustment apart from this three methods suggested, then we can do custom automation also. Even we can do the adjustment based on delta. Let's say if you are using option Greeks in your strategy, then the software can calculate the live delta value and all the option Greeks, and it will do the adjustments accordingly. Apart from that, like let's say if you have any indicator based strategy where you are using multiple indicators to generate your buy signal, sell signal, if your exits are also based on indicator, then that kind of strategy automation is also possible. Yeah, so that's it from my side. If you have any further question, you can definitely ask me.
Thank you, Rishi. That was like very insightful into how the software operates and how there are so much facilities, so that it's very easy to automate all those things. It's very difficult for somebody to manually be doing all these settings like actively trading. So once you run it in the morning, like a lot of things are taken care of automatically. That was very useful.
Yes. So basically what you can do is like you just need to observe it at every 15 minutes or 20 minutes, like whether everything is going fine or not, but you don't need to get involved into your day-to-day trading.
Okay. And because like clients have all this set up on their own Amazon web service, like there is no issue of giving the password to somebody else or other things. Everything is with the client.
Yes.
So,
Even we don't store any data on our servers. Like let's say if we are coming up with your custom strategy, then we will not be using that strategy for our own. We will not be sharing the details with any other person. It will be automated for you. Once the testing and everything is completed, we will deliver it to you. After that, no information will be stored in our server. You just run it on your own. If you face any issue, you can get in touch with us anytime. Otherwise, you don't need to worry about anything. You can do everything from your side. It will be running on your independent server, and we have a dedicated support team. So if you face any issue anytime, we will be there to help.
Okay. Yeah, that was very useful. And if there are any final questions from other members, we can take, because Rishi was very keen on doing it yearly, so that he gets to celebrate the Navaratri celebrations in Gujarat. So yeah, so we'll like let him continue with the celebrations if there are no questions. So what I will do is I will share these details.
I wanted to ask one question.
Yes, sir.
Thank you, Rishi, for introducing us to MyAlgoMate. I just wanted to ask, can we use it for positional trade also? Like I mostly use the swing strategy. So can we use it, MyAlgoMate, for the same, or it's only for intraday trading?
No, we can do it for positional trading also. Long-term investment, you cannot do with algo trading. I mean, there is no point of doing that. But swing trading, positional trading, buy today, sell tomorrow kind of things, that can be done through algo. Yeah.
Okay. Okay. Thank you so much.
And if you guys have any question anytime, you can get in touch with me on Twitter or on my WhatsApp number. I'll be happy
So
to
when you
answer.
say about, positional, like that's like intraday swing can be done using algo, but it's not like, you will buy and you will wait till the RSI breaks. Can you do that? Like,
Yeah,
for
that way
example, if there is
also we
a,
can do.
okay, even one spanning multiple days also, like you can buy when there is a crossover, and when the crossover comes, sell is executed. Okay.
Yes.
So
Let's
long
say if
term
you are
positional
trading,
trades.
yeah, definitely. Let's say if you are trading based on EMA crossover on daily chart, then also we can do the automation part. On daily chart, the crossover will happen rarely, but still we can implement over the algo. Of course, the intraday algo and positional algo. So positional algo, you also need to take care of few things, like you should not exit the position manually. You should be running the algo every day. So those kind of things you need to take care from your side. But the positional algo also can be done. In intraday, what happens? Let's say if you forgot to start the software, then it will not be doing any trades. But in case of positional, if you forgot to start the software and if your exit signal comes, then it will get missed. So for positional algo, it is little difficult for end users to manage, but it can be done. We help, like we give you the steps what needs to be taken care of, and you need to follow it rigidly. So positional algo can also be done.
Okay, got it. So that is again useful. The only key is like every day morning you will have to start it. Even before market hours, it is fine, right? You don't have to wait till the market hours.
Yes.
Yeah,
You can do before market hours also.
And you also said about other alerts also, right? You will get continuous message if the algo there is like it has disconnected from the API. You will get alerts via Telegram.
Yeah, so we have integrated Telegram alerts also. Like it will send you the Telegram alerts on trades, entry, exit, and if there is any kind of issue, we are sending Telegram alerts also. So we have integrated that too. And it will be like your personal Telegram channel where you will get the alerts. So it's like it will help with the general also, like you can see what happened today, everything on Telegram. It can send PNL at every 5 minutes. It will send the PNL message. So those kind of things can be done.
So for example, if somebody is having only mobile in their hand and they want to, square off all the position, so how do they log into Amazon web server and like do all these things with just mobile?
Yeah, so see, if you're going with mobile only, then strategy configuration will be little difficult from mobile. So what you can do is initially you can do the configuration from laptop and save the configuration. So you can start the algo in the morning from mobile also. You can connect to AWS from mobile and you can just start the algo. Starting the algo hardly takes 1 or 2 minutes. So you can do that from mobile. And on the algo, there is exit all button. So anytime you want to exit the position, you can just click on that from mobile. You can connect to cloud, and on the algo software, you just click on exit all button. So it will exit the positions.
Okay, so the best part is you don't have to have a computer even in case of emergency. Everything can be executed right from the mobile phone itself.
Yes.
Okay, that's great news.
Only there is one thing, like there is one misconception that once you start the algo, you start it in the morning and directly check the PNL in the evening. So algo trading doesn't work that way. Once you started the software, if it is, even if any service provider, any broker, whichever service you are using, you should always observe your algo. You should never keep it unobserved. You keep checking it every 15-20 minutes if everything is okay. Because if you remember, one day the even NSE server was down for half day. So this is technology and anything can go down anytime. So this is your capital that you are going to deploy. So you should always keep an eye on your positions. You should keep checking the algo at 15-20 minutes or half an hour, whichever is possible for you. But always keep an eye, irrespective of which algo trading service, which broker you are using for algo.
Okay, got it. So yeah, with particularly when money is involved, right? It's not a
Yes, yes,
great idea to
yes,
let
yes,
Algo mint money, and if
yes,
we
yes, yes.
leave it unattended, then there may be issues. So, for example, if there is poor liquidity in particular option price, some people like at least manually they will buy, like next week option to hedge. For example, if there is low liquidity. So, do your users follow such strategies, particularly in days of violent move, to hedge the positions, like to make it delta neutral? They buy, next week options to make it delta neutral if the liquidity or if the move is like, like for example, on expiry day there is like gamma spike and other things. So does your algo handle like hedging from, like next week monthly options to?
Yeah, so that is basically on custom requirement. Like, let's say if you have such requirement, like in your strategy, let's say if there is gamma spike and you want to buy next week expiry contract, then that we can do. I mean, it is based on the in the standard product, it is not available. But
Okay.
if you have that kind of specific requirement, then we can do that.
Have any of your like clients asked for, particularly those handling, large funds, they would have made such requests?
Not the specific logic that you have told me, or I might not remember, but there are many this kind of logics, people are giving, like they are doing different types of adjustment as and when some certain conditions happen. So yeah, this kind of complex situations comes, and we can do that. But it will
So
be,
here also like multiple strategies can be done, right? It's like delta neutral, like straddle or strangle. Then
yeah.
along with that, one can run ORB also. So multiple strategies can be run within the same interface.
So let's say if you want straddle based on time and if you want ORB, then we are currently not providing in a single interface because because of the complexity. So we provide two separate interface for that. But if you want everything to be combined in the single software, we can do that.
Okay. Sometimes it may interfere with the position also, right? If it
Yes,
picks
that
up the
is why
same
I
strike,
currently,
okay.
yeah. Yes,
So
yes.
for that, the instrument has to be different then, okay.
Yeah, it is, but like, see, initially we were providing a single interface for everything, but many people complained that it was little trouble for them. So after that we started creating separate interface, and it is this way it is very easy to use, because sometimes what happens, you use some strategy for a few days and after that you don't find it good enough and you want to shift to some other strategy. So if you keep everything in a single software, it will become, too many things in a single software will also become a problem if you are given so many features and you don't know how to use feature, because mostly nowadays people don't have time. If I'm giving you a software with 200 features, then you don't have to time to go through those 200 features, right? You will need only those things which are useful for you. So you are using this 10 features, so we will make the software with very small but effective, very small number of parameters, so it will be useful for you and you don't need to spend so much time in configuration part.
Okay. Then my question is, for example, if somebody has like stop loss and all the orders in Algo, and if he exits manually, what will happen? Like even after exiting, will Algo start selling thinking that there are positions, or it will first check if there are positions and then execute?
Yeah, so see what happens, like let's say first anytime, let's say you decide to exit the position, so in the software there is option to exit the position. Let's say you want to exit the 930 straddle, then you can exit that particular straddle from the software. That is one way. Otherwise you directly exit the position from the broker side. So let's say if you are keeping the stop loss in broker, let's say you sold at 150 stop loss limit order we are placing in broker, and if you modify that existing stop loss order to market, then software will read it. But if you place a new order to exit it, then software will not read it, because what happens, uh, it becomes very complex. Let's say some people, what they do is like they are running two strategies, and one strategy is firing buy order in one particular option contract and other strategy is firing sell order. So these two strategies should be running independently, even though the net position becomes zero. So if we start reading the net position, then it creates problem. So you should not place any fresh order to exit. If the stop loss order is already placed in the broker, then you can modify that to exit it. Otherwise, you should exit from the algo.
See, my question is, for example, like in 920, like we sell a straddle, and if the person has exited but he has forgotten to make changes in the algo, so will then algo attempt to square off, and it will like actually
Yes,
buy
yes,
at
it will attempt to
350?
square off whenever your exit condition comes.
Okay, even without positions being there, it will attempt to
Yes, yes.
then.
Yeah, so
Okay.
there are two things now. Let's say if your stop loss is placed in broker and you modify that to market to exit it, then algo will read it because that particular stop loss order is placed by algo. Okay, but if you place a fresh order, the order which is not placed by algo, then it will not read it.
Okay, so
that,
so it will initiate counter position even
yes, yes,
after
yes.
you have squared off. It will again buy at 350.
Yes, never do that. And this thing happens with any platform because see what happens. You cannot put condition to check the net position before exiting. Let's say your stop loss comes, right? But after your stop loss triggers, if we go to check the net position, it will take some time. So there will be slippage in exiting the position. And if you are trading on multiple algos, or let's say if you are trading manually, and let's say if you're let's say you are selling one particular option contract, two lots with the algo, and in some different strategy there is one lot buy in the same contract. So it may happen, and it happens. So in that case, what will happen if we go read the position book, then it will malfunction the position. So for safety purpose, we cannot do that. So we instruct the clients that if you want to exit the position anytime, exit it through algo. If the stop loss order is placed in the broker, then you can modify that order to market to exit the position. But if you don't do that way, then there are chances that it will create opposite position. So there are few things that you need to take care when you are going with algo, and we help with all these pointers to clients whenever we are automating something for them.
Okay, that's great. I think like the members had useful insights from this conversation. If there are further questions, inquiries, and if you want to make use of the services of Rishi, you can get in touch with him directly, or you can put in a word so that I can coordinate that. So thank you all for participating. I'll also share the recorded video so that other members can also watch and benefit.